It's one of those things that like we've done for 5+ years now, and not everyone has podcasted for 5 years.
It's really been
5
years. It really has, and honestly, even longer than
6.
Jesus Christ, it has.
Yeah.
Well, 5.5. I guess that's.
Yeah, I think this one's 5.5.
Yeah.
We did the Interrobang for like 3-4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I remember recording that shit on the road when I was moving out to Oregon. So that one's been forever and ago.
Mm-hmm.
Holy moly.
Finisher started at the end of 18, early 19.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I remember way back when I was just a wee guest host on that show.
I remember.
I remember we had an actual studio to do that show.
Oh, the luxuries of radio.
I was gonna say I remember we had a budget.
No one ever.
Yeah,
the
right.
luxuries of radio.
Not since the 80s, at least.
I was about to say, there's luxury in radio. What am I missing?
Microphones. Maybe that's probably it.
But y'all have microphones.
I'm
using a crappy ass headset.
Yeah.
Technically, my microphone is my stage microphone. So
technically, my microphone is my wedding DJ microphone. So there's that.
And technically, my microphone is producer Nikki's microphone that she used for her audiobook.
That's true.
Way back when. So none of us actually have microphones that we purchased specifically for this podcast.
Dude, speaking of, since you mentioned it, and it's a thing, and I know you are recording, but I'm just going to roll it through.
Yeah.
So one of the things, long story, they make this thing for audiobook narration, and it's literally a portable booth.
I've seen something. I might have seen exactly what you're talking about. I've seen something like this
because we have one at work, and we're using it for our video voiceovers there.
Nice.
And it's like, honestly, like the audio it's like the deadest room I've ever recorded in.
Holy,
it's
like
incredible.
What kind of dimensions are you talking?
Phone booth.
Okay, that's all you need.
I mean, yeah, that's exactly it. Like, if it was one of those, if you could afford it, I'd be like, I'd get one and just do everything in there. I'd stream from in there. It sounds amazing. If you could stand to sit in a phone booth for like 4 hours at a time.
Yeah.
I'd get claustrophobic, I think.
Yeah. Because it's just, I'll sit down and just barely have a room between shoulders and wall.
I mean, if y'all can see it on the camera, like that door back there, that is filled with like foam padded panels.
Oh, so that's what okay.
That used to be the studio. That used to be where I did every episode of this podcast.
Not gonna lie, looks like a bathroom right behind you.
Okay, that one is a bathroom. Yes, that one. That one.
It seems very appropriate. It seems very appropriate because we're pretty good at taking yet another episode of the Finisher podcast into the shitter by even calling it the wrong show.
Yep.
Well, y'all have a good night. I think I'm gonna go.
But you found it yourself.
As soon as I said it, I knew how bad I fucked up.
I think that's a season wrap.
This is all cut. None of this is going in. None of this is going in.
Are you sober right now? Did you get enough sleep last night?
I think you know the answer
to the second one. Oh my god!
Holy shit!
Okay.
This is going to be. I say that every episode, but I mean it this time. This is going to be one of those episodes of the Fairly KickAss podcast.
It's because I'm here, huh?
You're what is going to bring this from the shitter back up to something even remotely listenable.
That's a lot to ask of me, sir.
Terrain wreck incoming. Toot toot.
Now that other voice you hear besides Zach, Dan, and Jay is our esteemed co-host of this is probably episode 5 or 6, Lisa, that you have graced our presence on so far.
Yeah, but I think it's the first time where it's not Grammy related.
That is true. Yeah, I think maybe we did a Eurovision episode.
Oh, that's right. And yep, you're right. I think we did a Beatles one song, so never mind.
Right.
Enough to call it canon now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if there was when positive thinking, there's a Fairly KickAss Wikipedia page, Lisa will definitely have an entry on that page.
Yay.
But we are gathered here today to talk about something that is going down. When you hear this episode, it will be, looks like a week and a day after you hear this episode. It'll be on Saturday, November 8th. And that is the 2025 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony. It'll come to you live on a network to be announced, probably CBS. I think all
Disney,
the shit happens on CBS.
It's live on Disney Plus, and then they're airing the highlights on ABC.
Once again, out of the shitter, as if on cue.
Wait. How do we have people on this podcast that know stuff?
Isn't it weird?
Our asses do the talking.
This doesn't feel right at all.
I'm sorry. I'm a smartass. What can I say? I'm messing with the feng shui here.
Spell that.
No. This is perfect. This is perfect. We
Did you say spell that?
I did.
What?
So, as I'm looking here to make sure that I'm going to talk about this topic correctly, we are talking about a band that has not officially been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They were a nominee for the 2025 version of the Hall of Fame, and very possibly and very likely an inductee in the near future. So it felt right to talk about the band Oasis.
Am I still bitter that they didn't get inducted? No, we've moved on. Not really.
Hey, there is still, I don't know what like the induction criteria are, or how long a band can possibly be in that like inducted but not, or nominated but not inducted category.
Forever. It's basically until you get in. You're eligible 25 years after the your first commercial release.
Wow.
And you can stay on that list until you bribe your way in.
Yeah, like how the fuck did Bad Company get inducted in over Oasis? The rest of the list I'm cool with, but yeah. Anyway, that's another subject for another day.
Yeah, and it might be. It very well might be a subject of, talking about folks in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Maybe we do a list of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame members and we rank that, because we rank everything else. So why the hell not?
Call it the snubs.
I would like to say, for the ultimate insider joke for people who will never hear, Soundgarden is absolutely worthy of their induction.
Yes.
The man said it with his whole chest, and he meant it. As do we.
Yes.
Who would say no? Never mind. It's going to make me angry.
The other episode.
Yeah.
We'll talk. No, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah. That'll be in post. But
it's for the patrons only.
As far as their accomplishments in the music world, Oasis not at all a slouch. We're talking 75 million records worldwide, first and foremost. And just to put that in perspective, that's in the same ballpark as bands like Nirvana and Green Day, as well as singular artists such as Tupac Shakur and Bryan Adams. You can't win them all.
Really, you had to mention him.
It's in the Wikipedia.
I know,
my fault.
But anybody who sues All Music Guide to have any data about his album scrubbed from All Music Guide can just go fuck himself.
Would you prefer I said Kenny G instead? Because he's also in that category.
Yes, 1000%. Yes.
It's a weird category in the 75 million records sold on Wikipedia. Go check it out.
And here's the best part, and if I may derail this whole thing,
please.
They're a unique band, I think, for us to tackle in a hole like this, because what you said right there is 75 million records worldwide. Everybody knows Oasis. They're not like a surprise. Like, they hold that position across the world. And yet, technically, here in the United States, we could call them a one-hit wonder. And that's the messed up part about that whole thing, and why that term itself is misleading at times. They're the perfect example, because you could also say the same about Jimi Hendrix. Misleading as hell, as all hell.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, absolutely true. Like, if you look at just their popularity, across the pond, especially in the United Kingdom, of course, 17 total NME awards, which is one of the main music awards in the UK, 6 Brit awards, which is one of the probably the other one. They're probably 1 and 1A, I would say, and 2 Grammy Award nominations. So despite the fact that they have not really caught on that much outside of, like Dan said, a couple of big hits, here in the US and worldwide, still with that kind of record sale and with that kind of popularity, like it speaks volumes.
I mean, and you're talking to someone, I have seen them 5 times. And yes, I tried to get reunion tour tickets and that didn't pan out. The last time I saw them was, I think the last album was 2007, 2005, 2007, somewhere in there.
I think it was 05.
Yeah.
Okay. And before then, they had been playing like amphitheaters, theaters. I think the biggest venue I might have seen them at was Pine Knob in Detroit, for those of you who live in the Detroit area. And the last show I saw them at was the Palace of Auburn Hills, which is where the Pistons used to play, if that gives you. And I remember it was pretty full. I don't think it was a sellout, but it was close. And I just remember thinking, oh my God, they're coming back. They're coming back. They're finally playing, decent mid-size arenas again. And then we had to wait about 20 years before they came back.
Yeah, I was going to ask, I figured you would know, Lisa, like the length of time between tours. I didn't realize it was that long. My goodness.
Yeah, because I saw them on the last tour, and that was for the Shock of Lightning album. So yeah, so I think Jeremy pinpointed it was like the album came out in 2005, and I may have seen them in either 2005 or 2006. I knew it was in December because I broke my no concerts in the winter rule to go see them.
Yeah.
And it's like I said, it was just that false hope of like, okay, maybe this is the comeback. And then Liam had to ruin everything by throwing a guitar at his brother's head backstage in Paris.
Once.
Right? You throw a guitar at a guy's head one time, and you're like, no, I can't work with it anymore. Like, come on.
He threw the guitar one time. Before that, it was a beer bottle, and before that, it was something else.
There was probably fists and
What's a couple of beer bottles between friends?
And a keyboardist. I don't know.
well, or in this case, what's a few beer bottles between brothers?
Yeah, I think
That's right. Brotherly love is one thing with beer bottles, but a keyboardist, that's right out.
that's right out.
It's funny because one of the tours I saw them on was when they did a co-headlining tour with the Black Crowes, and it was the tour of Brotherly Love.
Yeah.
Great name. Great name.
I love that. That's perfect. Yeah, the acrimony between Liam and Noel has certainly been well documented over the years. And truth be told, we probably don't even know the half of it,
Let's be brutally honest, if I may. The only reason why we got the limited stadium tour that we got is because Noel got a divorce and he had to pay out big time, if you believe the tabloid reports.
Yeah, and those two brothers were no stranger to the tabloid reports.
No.
Especially in their era of prominence, so in the 90s, into the, early, probably throughout the 2000s, I would say.
I would say in the US they hit their peak in the 90s.
For sure.
UK probably through the early 2000s. They were just a bigger tabloid fixture over in Europe.
Well, and also the UK has a much more ingrained and vicious tabloid culture in general.
Oh, I wish I still had it. There was a music magazine in the 90s and early 2000s called Select. And I did donate said magazine in question to the Bowling Green State University Music Library. So it is in their catalog, an issue of Select magazine, and the cover says, Liam, deity or dickhead?
I mean, I know the answers.
It's a pretty easy one there.
Yeah.
But if you really, really want to see that, unless the image is out there on the internet, the physical copy is on the campus of Bowling Green State University.
Well, as much, and I don't say this to be glib, but as much as we could probably spend an entire show just talking about all of the crazy shit that these two brothers have done throughout the years. We got to talk about the music because that's, ultimately where they, got their nomination. And that says a lot too, that despite everything that's gone on and, all of the kind of subplots and side stories, they still have been one of the most popular bands, especially one of the most popular bands from the UK, probably full stop. And, that over the course of, a relatively small 7 albums from front to back, from 1994's debut, Definitely Maybe, to 2008's latest release, Dig Out Your Soul, and everything in between. So I would say let's, since we do have a fourth guest, let's go ahead and hop in. Lisa, since you are, kind of the esteemed special guest host here, I will leave it up to you to decide where you want to go here in our batting order. You can go first, last, anywhere in between, and then we will fill in the blanks with the random number generator after that.
Well, I'll go first because I did not. I'll just jump right out and say it. I did not pick Wonderwall. I know one of you bastards might have. I didn't. Yeah, I see you laughing.
TBD. Mm-hmm. No comment.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, so the real quick over, if you're not familiar with how we end up doing these here one songs, everyone will get 2 minutes on the clock to make their case for the song that they believe is, we still haven't defined exactly what you mean, what a one song means, because I think the definition changes every time we do this. Yep. But they'll make their case for their one song, then we'll talk amongst ourselves. There's not as intense an arguments as you think there would be, considering that we're all pricks, but there'll be discussion afterwards and we'll just move through there. And then at the end, Zach will come in and let you know how you can A, tell us we're wrong, and B, tell us we're pricks. Did I get it all?
Yeah. I mean, a little of each. We want to hear both of those sides of that coin. It's very important.
Pretty much.
So batting order, Lisa, you did call first. You do have first there. The random number generator put us in alphabetical order this time. So Dan second, Jay third, and me batting in the Vladimir Guerrero spot.
Alrighty. Well, I got my timer going, so don't
You're
get
getting
too
it.
long.
He's getting it. Okay. Well, actually, that's the thing. One of us will take that for you. Keep an eye on wherever I'm sitting in the window, and we'll help guide you along.
So when I think of Oasis, there are 2 things that come to mind. It's melody and swagger. They had an attitude about them that sometimes it was brash, but it was always confident. But they also brought a lot of melody, strong melodies to the mix. Did they nick some stuff from the Beatles? Yeah, probably. But who hasn't stolen anything from the Fab Four? Who hasn't? So with that being said, my choice for one song is the track Whatever. It was released December 19th, 1994. It was their first non-album single. It was basically to bridge the gap between Definitely Maybe and What's the Story Morning Glory. And it kicks off with lovely strings, and then it, jumps into those lyrics with that, the confidence, I'm free to be whatever I choose, and I'll sing the blues if I want. So it's like that perfect mix, and it showed the change, because that first album was kind of punky, a little rough, but it was like that transition into what we got with What's the Story Morning Glory and beyond. It's like the right mix of the melody, a right mix of the swagger and attitude, but not too brash, not a lot of cocaine influence, so you're not getting anything from that third album. No Train Records baloney going on here. That's my case.
Very nice. Coming out with the curveball right off the bat.
I wouldn't call that a curveball.
I have seen, again, my absolute favorite track is Idler's Dream, which is a B-side from the Hindu Times album. Okay, I was gonna go deep no matter what. I know phrasing.
Respect. No, yeah, this
I've hung around you boys for too long to not know when to say the word phrasing.
I don't know what to talk about. As you see my hands back, like I'm denying that I shouldn't be called for pass interference. Nope.
wasn't me. This is one of those classic cases where I feel like I ranked a song too harshly. I did go through and rank all of the tracks, and this one only made it up to number 29 on my list. And I feel like maybe that was a little bit too harsh. just based on your description. Everything you said, I 100% agree with. But it didn't hit for some reason for me, and I think that was more of a me problem than a song problem. But yeah, it was a lovely jam.
I like that song. I have it top 10.
And the funny thing is, there are a lot of people who still to this day, unless you bought the Time Flies compilation, have probably never heard that song.
Yeah, it was on that compilation. It was also released on the Mexican version of Definitely Maybe as well, which I thought was really interesting.
And I believe the most recent reissues have also included it. So it is out there.
Like the deluxe, like it might have been remastered, I think, at some point as well.
Yep, it was.
Yeah, always fascinating, like those non-original album tracks, like where they come into play, how they come into play. A lot of times you'll see them on like greatest hits albums, or like you said, re-releases, X number of year anniversary albums.
I just wish they would put out another collection of their B-sides, like the Master Plan. But that, again, that's going further down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, some of these B-sides were dope. Let's get over to Dan with our second option. I can get your timer here. Okay, go ahead and start whenever you're ready, my friend.
All right, let me see if I can get this done in my allotted time. Throughout our time of doing these things, I've always come into them searching for my song in a similar way. And I'm sure we can agree that a band's most popular song or biggest hit is very often not their best work, the best example of what they can do as a creative force. So if you go looking for a tune that embodies what they do, who they are, their raison d'etre, and that is what I went searching for after answering the question, what is it that Oasis is? Are they really just a pop band in the tradition of the Beatles with bigger amps? Are they really the ethereal bars and effects of Champagne Supernova or Wonderwall? Is there more or less? Simply put, Oasis is a rock band in every classic sense of the term. They are out to make a big, loud noise type thing that will annoy the straight-laced in an earshot and amp up the usual crowd at the smoke-filled pub at the end of the lane. They deliver that energy and angst and anger born of and embodied by the working class everyman who first embraced the changing sounds of a post-war populace digging themselves out of the economic and very real physical generational trauma of the period, helpfully intensified by Margaret Thatcher. Which leads me to Oasis's one song off their debut record, Definitely Maybe, Cigarettes and Alcohol. And my reasoning for going that far back matches many of my previous selections, because you have a track that is a band in their element, doing all of the things that they do at their peak. It is one of their rougher tracks, perfect for the band with that pedigree. It is big. It is loud. It's guitars chugging along to a heavy beat, blasting out pure rock energy with every chord. It perfectly captures the common themes of their scene, with rapid-fire statements of the disenchantment felt by a generation trying to figure out how to do the unburying I spoke of earlier, but projected through the lens of the pure aggression of the peak of the punk era that they knew as youngins. A classic bluesy rock tune that nails all the hallmarks of rock and roll writing, blasting out with punk energy, dolled up with some glad rock accoutrement, and delivered with just the right amount of pop star sensibilities that will lead them to international superstardom.
Like a professional, 2 minutes on the dot. As per your timing is usually like the best of the three of ours, if we were keeping track.
After 20 years in this business, I better be able to talk to time. That's all I'm saying.
What you said, I think, was maybe what turned me off to this track a little bit, and that was kind of the rougher nature, and a lot of that is indicative in a lot of the tracks on Definitely Maybe, as to be said with a lot of bands, right? Like the first album or two is always rough. That's just part of the game. But there is something to be said about that rawness too. And I think, once again, another case where I maybe undershot the mark a little bit on this one too.
Yeah, another one, top 10 for me.
Same.
Yeah, I wrote, this song is like a glorious, swaggering reminder that the pursuit of meaning can wait until after the next pint.
I like that far better than swagger. I couldn't figure it out. Swagger was the word I was looking for in there somewhere.
And it's like, funny you talk about the working class stuff. I wrote a college paper in college and got an A about how Oasis reflected the working class in Britain in the 90s.
Yeah.
Think about it. And Zach, I know this won't help for you, but if you juxtapose that album over Trainspotting, I think you've pretty much got what you're looking for and you're thinking about, the children of the Thatcher era, so to speak.
Yeah.
I've seen the scene. I've seen the scene, but that's all I've seen of that movie.
Oh, hey.
That scene's enough, to be fair.
No, it's not. That's a great
I'm
movie.
good after that.
It honestly is a great movie, but still.
Nice.
Okay.
2 down and 2 still to come up. Jay, go ahead and hit us with your choice.
Who's got timer for me?
I got you whenever you're ready.
I just needed to know which box to look at.
Yep.
All right. Okay, so I know when people talk about Oasis generally, they always bring up Wonderwall when they talk about them, and that's fair enough because it's iconic. But if we're talking about the songs that define them and what made them special, it has to be Live Forever. It's not just their best song. It's the one that captures everything they stood for. I feel like I said exactly the same things that Dan and Lisa said about those other 2 tracks. It's what they stood for. Let's start with the sound. Live Forever builds in this effortless way. It starts small, then expands into something massive and emotional, but it doesn't feel bloated. The production is raw enough to feel real, but big enough to fill an arena. And that guitar solo is not about showing off. It's about melody and feeling. Noel crafted something simple and unforgettable, and one of those rare solos that you can hum along to. It's a sound that feels like optimism turned up loud. Then there's the lyrics. Also, optimism turned up loud. So in the early 90s, when so many bands were steeped in cynicism and self-doubt, Oasis came in with this totally different energy. The maybe I don't really want to know how your garden grows. It's mysterious, but deeply thoughtful and deeply hopeful. It's about wanting to live, to matter, to push back against the gloom. And Liam's delivery, well, he sings it like he believes every word of it. It's rough around the edges, but it's what gives it its power. Pure conviction. Historically, Live Forever was the turning point for them because before that, British rock was kind of still in the shadow of grunge, and this song kind of changed that. It reminded people that music could be big, bold, and full of life again. It laid the foundation for Definitely Maybe, and you can feel its influence running through everything Oasis did afterwards. So yeah, Wonderfall might be the one everybody knows, but Live Forever is the statement. It's Oasis saying we're here and we're not fading into the background. I yield the rest of my time.
Very nice. Very nice. I hate my choice after listening to the 3 of you because I feel like you 3 were somehow in like this lockstep and maybe that I was kind of on the outside looking in of the soul, the core, the ethos of the band. And a soul core and ethos, and I feel like maybe I had overlooked. So I would love to take another swing at this at some point in the future with under that lens. I feel like my number 1 and my full list would be entirely different, kind of looking at them as the 3 of you did. So kudos to all 3 of you.
And I honestly don't think I would. Like, nothing would change if I did this again. Like, I went into this listen knowing, like, I went in thinking that Live Forever was going to be the song, listened to everything, and it didn't get unseated for me.
Yep.
So, like, for me, like, that was the thing. And I think overall, Morning Glory is probably a more cohesive, better album. But I think a lot of, and Lisa said something similar and Dan said something similar, but everything on Definitely Maybe, each individual song is stellar.
Yeah, Live Forever was number 7 for me. There were several kind of in the bottom of the top 20 as well from Definitely Maybe. So, perhaps not as highly ranked on my list, again, lenses and all that. But yeah, I don't think I have any disagreements to anything but my list.
And I've been sitting here nodding along the entire time. I'm glad I didn't go that route. I only ranked a top 10 and Live Forever is number 3. So I have absolutely no notes. You described it perfectly.
Thank you.
Good pick so far, and I'm about to ruin that.
You picked Wonderwall, didn't you?
I'm about to ruin that. That's all I can say until 2 minutes elapse and I probably get kicked off this podcast. But, it was bound to happen. At least I have an heir apparent in Lisa, so I leave it in good hands.
Am I about to be very disappointed in you?
Yes. in a word, yes.
Okay, so I've got the mouse up to click the timer and then ready to run it over to the kick call button over here.
Correct answer.
All right.
All right, y'all. So for this write-up and for this effort, I wanted to make sure that I really brought it, that it in air quotes. Because, not only are the brothers from Manchester and Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominees, as we've mentioned, but also with a bona fide fan in Lisa in the midst, and at least one more bona fide fan that I know of that does semi-regularly listen to the podcast. I wanted to try to kind of separate myself from the pack a little bit, from the pack of, again, the core, the ethos, the soul of Oasis. Let's just disregard all of that and go a different direction. Why? I don't know. This is just how these things happen sometimes. It was something different, something that was, at the time, I felt worthwhile in the place of my list, but in for a penny, in for a pound. So we diverge from the kind of popular line of thinking tremendously with this song, like literally all the way. Because not only is this song disliked by Oasis fans, that might be an understatement. This song is routinely panned by Oasis fans. And I feel like a lot of it might be the different sound. I feel like a lot of it could be the songwriting itself, which fell to Liam for the first time, at least officially, in the At a Time 4 albums wide discography of the band. It could also be due to the fact that it's basically The Living Years by Mike and the Mechanics. But from standing on the shoulder of giants, my thought prior to 30 minutes ago was that the best song of this discography was Little James. It was a song written about and performed to a child, the titular James, the son of Liam's ex-wife, Patsy Kensit, from a previous marriage. It's heartfelt in its simplicity, and it's not at all an Oasis song, but I still really vibe to it.
Dude. There's
and
a reason.
I had more written to try to navigate that better, but the timer is the timer. We respect the timer.
There's a reason why the BDI album sucked, and that's because there was no Noel to do the songwriting.
I didn't hate the fact that this was different. I think I was searching for something different, and this was very different from the rest of the discography. But
if you were gonna pick a Liam written song, I would have picked Songbird over Little James.
Songbird was a very good song too.
Songbird is miles above Little James. To me, was amateur hour, and Songbird was like, okay, he's finally getting it.
I feel like it was amateur hour for a purpose. I feel like this was a song that was written to be sung to a little boy.
Yeah, I don't hate the song.
But so is Hey Jude. That was supposed to be sung to a little kid too, and it's a goddamn masterpiece.
I don't know that. That's our different show.
You said you were looking for something different, and I feel like you landed on awkward. Because it's not that it's a bad song, but it's awkward.
Yeah.
I think the situation was awkward, at the time.
Fair.
Either leading to or just having been divorced from Patsy Kensit. I couldn't find a date for the divorce. I know it happened in the same year that the Standing on the Shoulder of Giants was released. But and truth be told, James was not even Liam's kid. It was a kid from Patsy's previous marriage that he certainly had some sort of attachment with. And I thought that was a really neat dynamic.
Again, you said neat, and I think you meant weird.
Interesting, a unique dynamic.
Yeah, like I said, if you were going for a Liam written song, I would have picked Songbird, or even on their last album, he did I'm Out of Time. I think I'm Out of Time is probably the best song that Liam wrote while under the Oasis umbrella. I mean, there was a progression. He definitely got better, but yeah.
He got better as a solo artist. But
yeah, I give y'all credit.
For sure.
I give y'all credit for not picking Wonderwall. I'm proud of you boys. I'm very proud of you.
We debated all of us picking Wonderwall just to mess with you.
There was a universe in which that happens.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there. Well, when I was talking about this with my husband, he was like, "It's Don't Look Back in Anger." I'm like, "I'm not picking Don't Look Back in Anger."
Which is number 3 on my list.
It's number 2 for me.
13 for me.
Well, since y'all started that idea, why don't what is that honorable mentions list? I know I mentioned I only went 10 deep in my rankings, but Zach, you discography deep in your rankings. So what would that top 10 be if you had to take a pick from there?
Yeah. I'll mention, a couple of the more common songs, Champagne Supernova clocking in there, The Shock of the Lightning, which I think, Lisa, you had mentioned much earlier in the show. And then a couple of, non-OG album releases, that being from the iTunes version of Don't Believe the Truth, Pass Me Down the Wine was a beautiful song. From the digital version of Heathen Chemistry, You've Got the Heart of the Star. You've Got the Heart of a Star, rather, was up there for me. Couple from What's the Story, Morning Glory, being Cast No Shadow and Roll With It. And then one more from Standing on the Shoulder of Giants, that being Gas Panic. I feel like that list at least is a little more standard. I'd be curious to hear how it ranked up with y'all. But if y'all have an honorable mention as well, Dan, I'll throw the question right back to you to get your list.
Fair enough. As the more you read, the more I'm like, I really hung out towards the beginning of their discography for this. However, it starts at I would put it at 10 with Little by Little, which actually lyrically runs a really nice line all the way from Live Forever all the way through. I would have put it I Hope, I Think, I Know at number 9. Some might say at number 8. Slide Away comes up at number 7. She's Electric at number 6. Back to the don'ts are back to back at 5, at 4 and 5 with Don't Go Away and Don't Look Back in Anger. I mentioned Live Forever at 3. Number 2 is for me, only for me, and I know it's only for me because number 2 is Fucking in the Bushes.
I know.
Shout out Nigel McGuinness all day long.
I was disappointed to find out that little guitar intro is not actually a part of the Oasis track. That's fine. That's totally fine.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I don't think you can really, at least not on AEW TV, I don't think you can go walking into a show with the kids were rolling around fucking in the bushes.
Yeah, no, I think we're good. I think you could totally do that. I mean, he literally walked out to in front of an entire stadium to that. So
yes, he did.
I don't see what the problem is.
Yes, he did. Look up the Finisher podcast if you want more pro wrestling stuff. We got you covered.
And I guess that just leaves Jay to tell us what remained on his list.
Well, yeah. So I already mentioned that Whatever and Cigarettes and Alcohol are in my top 10. I'll add, and Don't Look Back in Anger at number 3. I also threw in Acquiesce, which is just a brilliant song. I also had Gas Panic on mine, believe it or not.
I believe it.
It lets you scoff at Wonderwall listeners. It's an existential crisis of a track. I threw Turn Up the Sun on here just because I feel like claiming that Jem Archer wrote a better song than Noel would really mess with Lisa.
No, we're good there. To be fair, Gem has been a member up until this reunion tour. He has been a member of Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds. So
okay, fair enough.
Clearly there was no ill will between him and Noel.
Yeah.
Right. I also threw in Who Feels Love as a psychedelic masterpiece. And then I like the weird acoustic Do You Want to Be a Spaceman?
That's a good
I really
B-side.
enjoyed that one.
Honestly, because my list is completely different. Because I had Don't Look Back in Anger. I had The Master Plan on mine. Don't Go Away, the one decent track from the third album. I mean, I like the third album, but that's like the standout track. Again, my personal favorite, Idler's Dream, which is a B-side from later on. Lila, which, fun fact, our buddy Mike, that album came out around the time his daughter was born, and gee, I wonder where they may have gotten the name from.
Interesting. I didn't know that. That's really cool.
Yeah. Because, I mean, whether that's really where they got the name from, I just find it coincidental that that's what they named their kid.
Or is it?
Or is it? I have Slide Away, and then I had Live Forever and Wonderwall.
So for all the jokes, the only person that actually mentioned Wonderwall on the list.
It was in my top 10. I didn't make it the one track, though.
That's reasonable.
Notice I only listed 9 songs because my 10th one is Wonderwall as well.
Yeah.
There it is. No, I stuck with the bit. It was number 84 of 84 for me. We commit to
It's
the bit
not-
on this podcast.
It's not all that bad.
No,
No,
it's not. It's not. I kid. It's a fine song.
Although I did consider the bit and writing literally a minute and 50 doing nothing but talking about how great the band was and all this stuff and getting to the very end. And then, and this is why they were such an amazing band. Anyway, here's Wonderwall. 2 minutes.
Real talk, until you mentioned your song, I 100% thought that's what you were going to do. And I was like, well, if this is on, then I've got to change some shit up here.
I enjoy the fact that I can incite that type of panic to where you have to go, holy shit, he really did do the bit. Oh my God.
How many college dudes in the 90s were going to parties with acoustic guitars and playing Wonderwall?
In the
All of
90s? I mean, let's back that up to the early 2000s.
Yep.
I didn't get to party in college, okay?
I don't know how Jay feels about the whole thing, but I think we may have taken care of your quota for you.
I mean, I wasn't showing up with an acoustic guitar and playing Wonderwall. I was playing shellac.
Yes, you were. I wasn't called, but here's the thing. That's why I wouldn't call you the guy at the party with the acoustic guitar. I just meant that we did our share of partying and her share of partying.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Thank you, guys.
It was a tough assignment, but we were willing to take one for the team.
You're 2 of the good ones.
Maybe one of these days that'll be a random conversation off the top of the best parties we can sort of kind of almost remember.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine? Y'all could talk for maybe not that long. Maybe it's like, yeah, and we went here and then it gets hazy.
I got nothing.
It's not as fuzzy as I would initially think. Like, I clearly remember nearly setting 3 houses on fire.
Oh, I take it back. I've been to one unofficial concert after party, and there was me and one other girl who was sober because we were the DDs for the night.
Show after party, turn up.
Turn up.
Except for me and the other DD, because we gotta get y'all drunk asses home.
Hey, shout out DDs, man. Y'all are doing yeoman's work out there. We see you.
Damn straight.
You're a little blurry, but we see you.
Sorry, I have the Bigfoot filter on. So, yeah, what do we do now?
I think we got to tell the people how they can tell us so we can tell them what they told us.
Cool.
I
You
might have went a layer deep to that.
It's fine. I mean, I have the card if you're good.
Oh, no. I think we can tag team this. You want to tag team this?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So we have multiple ways of getting at us. And we'd be happy to hear your thoughts on anything that we were talking about this evening. Literally anything.
Anything you got.
Hit us up at Fairly KickAss, and you'll find us on Blue Sky and Instagram.
And Threads and TikTok.
And if you really want to do it the old-fashioned way, you can hit us an email at
fairlykickass@gmail.com.
Does that sound like we would rehearse that? Because that was off the cuff. Look at this.
We've known each other for like a million years. Of course we could do this.
That's true. We probably end each other's sentences at a certain point.
Oh, shit. We'll fix that in post. We'll fix that.
No, we won't. That was perfect.
Nope, that stays.
Oh,
We got to go home. We got to go home.
Yeah. Find us wherever you get your podcasts. Fairly KickAss. Just search for us. You'll find it. If you don't find it, let us know in the places where we just mentioned. And let us know what you think about this episode, and go watch the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame on November the 8th on Disney Plus, and highlights on ABC.
I hope the check clears, though.
It won't.
Damn it.